Doesn't life sometimes feel like a cosmic joke? You lay out your plans with meticulous care, and the universe just laughs. You draft a 5-year plan, and the cosmic HR department doesn't even glance at it. You strive, you hustle, and you struggle for what? To push the same rock up the same hill every single day, just to watch it roll back down. It's exhausting. We spend our lives trying to find the cheat codes to a game that has no rulebook, no final boss, and maybe no point at all. But what if I told you the secret to becoming unbreakable isn't getting the rock to stay at the top of the hill? What if freedom isn't about winning the game, but realizing the game itself is kind of meaningless? What if the secret is to fall in love with the struggle? It sounds a little crazy, but it's a philosophical superpower. It's called absurdism, and it's your key to not just surviving the cosmic joke, but being the one who gets the last laugh. The cosmic joke, the problem. Let's be real. Have you ever had one of those mornings where you just stare at the ceiling and think, well, time for another day of pretending I know what I'm doing on this giant rock hurtling through space? If so, you're not alone. That feeling is a core part of being human. We are meaning-making machines. We crave order, purpose, and a story that makes sense. We want the universe to have clear rules and a point to all the chaos and struggle. And in response, the universe offers us a profound, deafening silence. This is what philosophers call the absurd. It's not just that life is meaningless in a depressing way. The absurd is the permanent conflict, the messy divorce, between our desperate human need for meaning and the universe's total refusal to give us any. It's like trying to assemble IKEA furniture using the instructions for a toaster. You can follow the steps with passion and focus, but you're never going to get a bookshelf. You're just going to end up confused, frustrated, and surrounded by leftover parts that seem cosmically important but have no actual function. This is the source of so much of our modern anxiety. We're told to have a life plan, to optimize our routines, to manifest our destiny. We're drowning in advice that tells us if we just try hard enough, the universe will bend to our will. But it won't. And that slow, creeping realization that our best efforts might not lead to some grand, pre-written ending can be crushing. It's that feeling of burnout when you're stuck in the rhythm of work, eat, sleep, repeat, and suddenly ask why. But no answer comes. This existential exhaustion is the price we pay for trying to control the uncontrollable. It's a recipe for quiet desperation. But there is another way. The handsome Frenchman and his big rock, the guide and analogy. Enter our guide through this beautiful chaos. Albert Camus, a French-Algerian philosopher who smoked a lot, played goalkeeper for his university's soccer team, and looked like he could either kiss you or push you off a cliff. Camus stared into this conflict between us and the universe and didn't even blink. He said that when we're faced with the absurd, we have 3 choices. Give up and check out. Camus rejected this. Take a leap of faith. This means believing in a higher power or some preordained cosmic plan, basically ignoring the irrationality of it all. Camus called this philosophical suicide because you're escaping the problem, not facing it. Or the best option, we can revolt. To explain this third, most powerful choice, Camus turned to the ancient Greek myth of Sisyphus. Sisyphus was a king who was so clever he managed to cheat death, which really ticked off the gods. As punishment, they gave him a truly awful, eternal task, to push a giant boulder up a mountain, only to have it roll all the way back down the moment he reached the top. For eternity, his life would be nothing but pointless, futile labor. For centuries, this myth was the ultimate symbol of hopeless struggle. But Camus looked at Sisyphus and saw something else, a hero. Here's the aha moment. Camus asks us to picture Sisyphus after the boulder has rolled back down. In that pause, as he walks down the mountain to start over, Sisyphus is fully conscious of his fate. He has zero hope of it ever changing. And in that lucid awareness, Camus says, Sisyphus is superior to his rock. He is the master of his own days. Camus ends his famous essay with one of the most radical lines in all of philosophy. The struggle itself toward the heights is enough to fill a man's heart. One must imagine Sisyphus happy. Why on earth would Sisyphus be happy? Not because he likes pushing a rock. He's happy because he has fully accepted the meaninglessness of his task and has chosen to rebel against it. His rebellion isn't trying to escape, it's finding his own meaning in the struggle itself. The gods condemned him to a pointless task, but he defeats them by finding his own joy and purpose in that very pointlessness. He makes the struggle his own. The daily rebellion, the solution. So, what does a guy pushing a rock have to do with you becoming unbreakable? Absolutely everything. We are all Sisyphus. Our boulders are our jobs, our deadlines, our anxieties, the endless laundry, the daily commute. We push them up the hill every day, and every day they roll right back down, waiting for us in the morning. To embrace absurdity is to start a quiet, daily rebellion. It's an internal revolution. It's the conscious choice to look at the silent, meaningless cosmos and say, so what? It's the act of living as passionately as possible, in spite of the universe's indifference. This is what makes you unbreakable. When your happiness and self-worth no longer depend on an external outcome, on the rock staying at the top, on achieving the perfect life, on getting a thumbs up from the universe, then nothing can break you. Failure loses its sting. Rejection loses its power. The chaos of the world can't touch your core because your meaning isn't out there to be found. It's in here, to be created. Your very existence becomes an act of rebellion. Now, it's worth noting this is different from its philosophical cousin, Stoicism. A Stoic would see the boulder roll down and say, I can't control the boulder, but I can control my response. I will remain tranquil. It's a philosophy of building an inner shield to protect your peace. Absurdism is different. An absurdist sees the boulder roll down, scorns his fate, and maybe even laughs. He says, this is absurd. And because it's absurd, I am free. Absurdism isn't a shield, it's a fire. It doesn't seek tranquility. It seeks joyful, passionate defiance. It's finding happiness not by avoiding the struggle, but by embracing it as your own. If this idea of finding freedom in the struggle hits home for you, let me know in the comments what your boulder is. We all have one. And if you're looking for more philosophical tools to navigate this wild world, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Your Unbreakable Toolkit, Practical Application. This all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually live this way? It's not about quitting your job to meditate in a cave. It's a shift in your mindset. Here are 3 ways to start your own daily rebellion. First, quit playing the what-if game. Obsessing over the future and trying to control every outcome is just a recipe for anxiety. The universe is deeply indifferent to your 5-year plan. The absurdist accepts this. Instead of wasting energy on what might be, pour that energy into the what is. Act with passion and integrity today without demanding any guarantees for tomorrow. Second, live in pure rebellion. Reframe your daily grind. That boring spreadsheet isn't just a spreadsheet, it's your boulder. You can push it with resentment, or you can push it with the defiant joy of Sisyphus. Find ways to inject your own meaning into the mundane. Make a game of it, strive for excellence for its own sake, or just savor the focus it demands. This isn't about pretending to love boring tasks, it's about recognizing that your freedom lies in how you choose to face them. Third, adopt a why not attitude. This is the ultimate gift of absurdism. If there's no grand cosmic script you're supposed to be following, then you are completely, utterly free to write your own. That project you're scared to start? That skill you think it's too late to learn? That life change you think is too impractical? Why not? In a meaningless universe, the only things that are truly impractical are regret and fear. The only meaning out there is the meaning you create through your own choices and experiences. Embracing absurdity isn't about giving up. It's the most profound way of taking control. It's recognizing that life's lack of built-in meaning isn't a burden, but a liberation. The cosmic joke isn't on you anymore. You're finally in on it. And that is where your power lies. You become unbreakable not by winning a game that can't be won, but by realizing you're free to dance on the playing field, to laugh at the chaos, and to fall in love with your own magnificent, absurd, and beautiful struggle. You must imagine yourself happy.